At the top of a wooded hill stood an old house forgotten by all. The villagers said it was haunted, but no one dared to approach it. One autumn night, a group of friends decided to challenge the legends and enter the house to prove it was all just stories. They walked up the narrow, overgrown path, the trees around them seeming to close in with every step. The wind whispered through the branches, carrying the scent of damp earth and decay. Their hearts pounded as they neared the house. The old porch's wooden boards creaked under their hesitant steps. The door, covered in ivy, opened with a sinister creak. Inside, the air was icy, and a musty smell enveloped them. The walls were covered in old cobwebs, and every step echoed like a distant sound down the dark corridors. They entered a dark, narrow hallway where their shadows stretched eerily along the walls. Each step they took sent shivers down their spines as they moved deeper into the house, the air growing colder with every passing moment. As they explored the dusty rooms, one of the friends felt a cold breath on the back of his neck. He turned abruptly, but there was nothing there. Yet, he was certain he had seen a shadow slip into the dark of a half-opened door. The others didn't believe him, but a deepening sense of dread began to settle over the group. One friend, braver than the others, peeked into a dark room. Only the faint outline of a mysterious shape was visible inside. He hesitated before stepping in, the silence so thick it felt like the house itself was holding its breath. At the end of a long hallway, they found a massive wooden door adorned with strange symbols. An invisible force seemed to hold them back from opening it, but curiosity won out. The door creaked open slowly, revealing a dark room where an old mirror stood in the middle. On the floor, a circle was drawn in red chalk, surrounded by unlit candles. One of the friends approached the mirror. Fascinated, his reflection seemed different. His features were twisted, and his eyes glowed with a malevolent light. Suddenly, the mirror cracked, and a ghostly hand shot out of the glass, grabbing the young man's arm. He screamed in terror, but his friends were frozen, unable to move. The mirror shattered into pieces as the ghostly hand tightened its grip, pulling the young man into a swirling vortex of shadows. His terrified scream echoed as the others watched in horror, paralyzed with fear. The others, horrified, fled the room, but the house seemed alive. Doors slammed shut, walls closed in. One by one, they vanished into the darkness, their screams muffled by the house's ancient walls. By morning, the house still stood there, as silent and menacing as before. The friends never returned home, and no one ever saw them again. The house, however, waited patiently for its next victims, its secret well kept within the shadows of its ancient wall.